The Energy Plus from Cheero packs a very large capacity of power in a relatively small physical size for about $29 US or $37 Canadian and lets you keep your devices charged on the go. I picked this up over a year ago now and I'm pretty sure that I'm finally qualified to answer the question. Is it worth it? The Energy Plus from Cheero is one of many portable power banks available on the market today. Essentially, it's a 12,000 milliamp hour battery with two USB ports which can be used to charge any USB charging device, the obvious candidates being tablets and phones, and draining its own charge. To dig into this properly, I'll need to hit you with some knowledge. The capacity of batteries, at least in portable devices like cell phones, is most often measured in milliamp hours. It's very simple to understand, basically more is better. The Cheero Energy Plus 12,000 milliamp hour capacity is big. For some perspective, let's compare this to the capacity of the phone I had at the time, the Nexus 5. That had a 2,300 milliamp hour battery. Simple math will tell you that the Energy Plus has about 5 times the capacity of the Nexus 5 and should be able to charge the phone from 0% to 100% about 5 times over. Well, that's easy. The device comes with a very short, about 1 2/3 feet USB cable and a wall adapter, as well as the small carrying sack which employs strings to tighten it closed. It's white with a casing that goes all around the sides and the Cheero name on the top, as well as the name on the bottom and some specifications. On the device itself, there are 2 USB-A ports, one of which is intended to output 1 amp. The amperage directly corresponds to the speed of the charging, by the way. That's all that means. Higher is better again. While the other is slated to be capable of 2.1 amps. Each of these ports is for charging other devices and can be used either simultaneously or one at a time. There is also a micro USB port for charging the device itself, just like you would charge a cell phone. Just plug it in and then into the wall adapter and then it charges. There are 4 LEDs on the top of the Energy Plus which act as an indicator of the charge level of the device. A tap of the button on the side of the device will illuminate a number of the LEDs proportionate to the current charge. In my experience, it stays at 4 LEDs very briefly. Most of the operating time is spent at 3 or 2 LEDs, so these aren't super useful, but they're definitely helpful. You know that if you get to 1 LED, it's very nearly dead and you're going to have to charge it soon. When you're charging the device, they will illuminate in a sequence just like they do when you push the button, except this time it's repeatedly. For example, if it's 3/4 of the way charged, it'll illuminate 1, 2, and 3 LEDs, and then start over again. Once the device is fully charged, all 4 LEDs will simply stay on solid. To charge a device using the Energy Plus, such as your phone, you simply plug that into the USB port on the Energy Plus, just like you would plug it into a wall adapter or to a laptop to charge from there, and push the button on the side. Your phone or tablet or whatever device should light up and start charging the way it would in any other charging scenario. Holding down the button on the side also activates the LED that's to the left of the USB ports and acts as a flashlight. It's a little random, but it did come in handy when a hurricane knocked out my power for nearly a week, and it's a flashlight that could run for a very long time on this charge. I should also mention now that the aforementioned carrying sack is really useful. Typically, when using the device, I would just drop my phone in with it and put it in my pocket. It's not exactly comfortable, but it's not extremely uncomfortable, and while it may look a little odd to those around you, you can use your phone with it on a charge and just have the USB cord simply leading back to your pocket. As far as capacity goes, I was never unimpressed at all. When I got this, it very much fixed my issue of the Nexus 5 often dying before the end of the day, or at least getting uncomfortably low before I could get home and charge it. Now I could get done work, head over to a friend's house, and have my phone on charge, even using it while sitting around a bonfire outdoors with the company of friends. I never doubted that the Cheero was delivering its quoted 12,000 milliamp hours, or at least close to it, and could certainly charge my phone off of it fully multiple times before needing to charge the Energy Plus. So all in all, it's been a really useful device, and while I don't really need it anymore because the phone I have now has a huge battery, it's the Moto X Play, it's really nice to have it sometimes, and it's good for emergencies. In fact, sometimes even if I'm at home and the outlet closest to me is full, I just grab the Energy Plus and charge my phone from that, so I don't have to put my phone in an outlet far away because I don't want to be away from my cell phone. Come on! But wait, there's one more thing I didn't get into. the 2.1 amp charging port. Now, theoretically, plugging devices into this which support technologies like Qualcomm's Quick Charge, basically anything that can take advantage of a higher amperage charging and charge more quickly, they should do so. However, after using it a while, I suddenly found that this port was charging more slowly than the regular 1 amp port. In fact, it felt to be about as slow as the USB port on a computer. At the time when I was using this device very often, I couldn't test it. However, I can now. Having measured it, it seems that it was actually outputting about the same as the 1 amp port. My test showed that the 1 amp port registered 1.14 amps and the 2.1 amp port registered 1.13 amps. That difference is within the margin of error, so basically you can say they were charging at the same speed and there was no benefit of the 2.1 amp, despite the fact that I was using a Qualcomm Quick Charge enabled device that should have been able to use at least 1.6 amps or so. The thing here is that the 2.1 amp port started to, in real world tests, take hours to charge my device any meaningful amount, and that just wasn't useful. I finally reached out to Cheero a couple days ago, but I never got a response. I just told them it wasn't working right, and I haven't heard back from them. It was really recently, however, and I'll at least throw up an annotation if I hear from them in the future. So that's it, guys. That pretty much summarizes the capabilities and my experience with the 12,000 milliamp hour Cheero Energy Plus. I really like the device, despite my unit apparently failing. I think it was probably a fluke, and I should have just contacted them sooner for a warranty RMA. If you find yourself running out of charge before the day is out or just wanting it for emergencies, this is a really excellent option in my opinion. You and probably 2 or 3 friends could all charge your phones fully off of this thing and be good to go. So that's awesome. If you liked this video, hit the like button and get subscribed. I'm going to be having a giveaway when I hit 50 subscribers. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button and go ahead and let me know why with a comment. I do appreciate constructive criticism. If you want to watch something else now, check out this video where I review the Vivitar VT2 Pocket Tripod. It's actually surprisingly useful and pretty cheap. Thanks for watching.